Okay, this is just a short video about grading because I want to be crystal clear about my expectations. This is not a formal policy announcement. This is just, hey, this is what you need to do. Okay, first of all, in a history course, you need to cite your sources. Okay, we're going to have an assignment about what sources are appropriate, but spoiler alert, websites don't do it. Encyclopedias are not going to work. You need real books by credible people, and you need academic journals. Those are your two choices. If you have an assignment about Theodore Roosevelt and you're giving me biography.com, that's just not going to work. We need credible sources. The other thing that I would mention, and honestly, this is even more important, is you have to make it plain to me that this is your work. It is your responsibility to demonstrate that. And so if there's a simple summary assignment and I explain, I don't know, the Cuban Missile Crisis or the Mexican-American War or something, and in the summary there's stuff that I didn't talk about, you're telling me you didn't watch the video. And that's the whole point, is to watch the video and recap the events and answer the questions based on your understanding. If I get an email from a student, an email, by the way, is the way to contact me, not through the LMS. I need it to kind of be obviously the student. When it's written in a writing style that's kind of like mine, then I don't know who I'm talking to. If I get an email from the student and it's not from the official Coastal Bend email account, I cannot answer that. That is what's called a FERPA violation, because I'm theoretically discussing your private information with somebody and I don't know if it's the student. So those are things that I just want you to keep in mind. I do not throw a 0 on something casually. I don't like to do that, but sometimes there are assignments that are just so far from what's acceptable. No sources at all. There'd be a deduction for the wrong kind of sources. Or if you write something and it just, like, how does this reflect what I said in the assignment? How does this reflect anything? This has got nothing to do with what I said. You haven't done the basic fundamental thing of showing me that you watched that video and then it's you doing the work. And it doesn't mean that, and this would apply also for an assignment that doesn't involve a video. If you need to read a lecture, the summary's got to come, it's got to sound like you. It's got to make it plain to me that you read that. I think these are fairly basic expectations. Most of you will follow them. A percentage of you will not, and there's almost nothing I can do about that. I learned a long time ago, 22, 23 years ago, when I was teaching middle school, and I had 24 students, and 24 of them were doing great. And for a long time I thought, well, I'm failing these kids because I'm not getting all 24. But even in middle school, they had to choose to do the right thing and do the work. Looking back, I realized I was actually pretty successful. That doesn't mean I'm comfortable with anybody failing. I understand that I will be submitting grades at the end of this term that some people are not going to be super comfortable with. But I accept that responsibility because I've laid it out clearly what the expectations are. And I've left it up to you to decide what you're going to do. That's part of being a college student, is, acting on your own agency. Which is why, again, to summarize, I need to know that it's your work, and I need to know where you're getting the information. If you can do those two basic things, the other stuff is going to kind of melt away, and you will be successful in the course. All right, I don't want to talk too long, approaching 5 minutes. Contact me by email if you have questions. Thanks.